Well, this morning we're going to show you our rhubarb crops. Rhubarb's one of the easiest vegetables to grow and is one of the earliest and nicest if it's forced. And what we're showing you here is a very simple and easy way to force rhubarb in April and May to give you that beautiful pink tender stemmed rhubarb that once it's cooked keeps its lovely pink colour. You've probably seen fancy terracotta rhubarb forcers, but they're not really big enough for most big established crowns. So what we've brought on play here is these old agricultural and plastic dustbins. It doesn't have to be fancy, but these are old water tubs that we've got, and in early April, when these plants are just coming through on the surface, you can see the first tiny leaves emerge. We place these over the centre of the crowns and leave them in place until we're ready to harvest. And we're now first week in May. So now we're going to show you the results. Keep the spaniel out of the way if you can. Go on, let's lift up and see what we've got.
Oh my
Wow, and that's what you want to produce. Just look at that, the beautiful pink colour on that forced rhubarb. You'll see by keeping the light out it's grown taller than would normally be the case. That's an unforced plant to the side, but this is now all ready for harvesting. And what we're going to do with that is pull it gently off. We don't cut this, you just pull it gently away from the base. Each one of those will come away. Just let me show you that. You see how tender that is? It's almost falling over. It's so heavy and being supported. The weight of this harvest we're going to get is going to be quite incredible just off a single crown like this. We'll only force them once in a season. This will all be now either used fresh or frozen. It freezes incredibly well, just in chunks, in bags, in a freezer. Don't have to do anything too fancy with it. Don't have to blanch it or anything. It can just be washed, dried, cut into chunks, frozen straight, loose frozen. So you can get it out and use it as and when you want. We'll just clean off the bases of this, but try and keep as much of that lower bit, which is the most tender and pinkest part of the rhubarb. And then this crown will then be left to grow on for the rest of the season, fed and watered, and it will form a beautiful crown. We do this to them every year, and you'll see it in the background. Rhubarb's flower, they're very beautiful, the ruined flowers that do come up. Some people will cut those off. We tend to just leave them, to be honest, but if you do, expect to get loads of seedlings around the area where you're growing your rhubarb. So that's forced rhubarb, first week in May. We're looking forward to showing you how this cooks up.